Last one before we let you go. Will Hayes is a name that keeps popping up. Claremont boy, was one of those, went across for the Combine, played in the 18s Championship. He's really starting to blossom as a footballer. Is he any chance?
Absolutely. Yeah, I've got a tendency, I think, as most people know, to get a bit of a man crush on on a few when it comes to draft time, and he's one of them. I put my hand up. He reminds me of Ollie Hollands, Lockie Whitfield, that type of player when he's out on a wing that just gets up and down the ground with ease, moves with class. He's a beautiful user of the football. He's only light. He's 180 centimetres, but physically he's got a lot of growth to do. But you know, we've seen that with the likes of an Ollie Hollands and Lockie Whitfield. You don't have to be a monster to play out there. His running capacity is his one wood. I think he definitely gets drafted. He performed exceptionally well at the Combine, and that was just the cherry on top.
That was Mick Ablett, AFL draft analyst, and you can see his action next week in Melbourne on Fox Footy. AFL draft November 20 and 21 and 22, because that's when the rookie list is done as well. The drill down, thanks to Toolkit Depot. DeWalt Tool Mayhem is on at Toolkit Depot. And Mick was talking about Will Hayes, who's our guest in the studio, the boy from the Claremont Football Club, and he's in the studio. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me on, boys.
High praise from Mick.
Yeah.
Lockie Whitfield and Ollie Hollands.
Haven't heard that before.
He doesn't get
with
many
that,
wrong
though?
either.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Take that. Just a running machine, wingman. They said the perfect example of wingman, gets back, gets forward, and just running opponents into the ground.
Yeah, I've always been a cross-country runner, so work rate's probably my best thing in footy, I reckon, just getting up the ground.
How was this season for you? It was a massive year all round, really, and culminating in a flag for the Colts, but it still hurts a little bit, Goss. But big year for you, mate. How'd you handle it all?
Yeah, it was good. Started the season off pretty well, and then that led into state, and we had a few people saying that we weren't going to do too well, but yeah, we exceeded expectations with good coach Mark Webb and Adam Jones. They were very good for us. But yeah, and then after that, when I came back to Colts, broke my wrist, so I was out for 8 to 10 weeks. Which is pretty devastating. But I actually came back 2 weeks earlier than expected. I was meant to miss the grand final, but through rehab, came back 2 weeks early, played the final against Subi, won that, and then back to back, which is great accomplishment.
Let's add to his strengths, Goss, which is agility, ball use, endurance, running pattern, scoreboard, impact, speed. Let's add fast healer.
Yeah, very much so. And we noticed that you've had your surgery, so you've had the screws and the plates taken out, I'm sure. So, did that affect the Combine and all that sort of stuff for you? Is there anything that sort of set you back during that time?
No, it was all good then. The wrist had fully healed. I could do anything, but the surgery 2 weeks ago, I just couldn't sweat for 7 to 10 days, so I was just at home playing Call of Duty basically all day because that's all I could do.
They can get physical. They can get emotional too.
You can sweat sometimes, yeah. But yeah, now I'm starting to get back into the gym and running and all that.
I'll have to throw Mum under the bus. I was talking to Mum and a mother of a teammate of yours from Claremont who's been in this very studio about the Combine and what it was like. And everyone says, and your mum said, it was exhausting.
Yeah.
Probably more mentally, and because it was at the back end of the whole year, and you still got to impress. You've had the championships, you've had your Waffle Colts premiership, you've still got to be up and about, you've still got to stay in shape to go across and impress the recruiters. Was it really tiring?
Yeah, I got home and I think I fell asleep by like 8 p.m. So, yeah, I was exhausted. It was a massive weekend, mentally and physically, just all the testing, the 2Ks, we didn't get good sleep either because it was daylight savings, so they were 3 hours ahead, and we were waking up at like 5 a.m., 4 a.m.
Stupid.
Don't start me, Will. Don't start me. If only we would catch up.
Yeah, so we were all pretty knackered, and then we'd have to do multiple interviews, and obviously the 2K is pretty draining, and then
How'd you go in the interviews? We asked all the boys, were there interviews that threw you or some curly questions, or a couple of times you walked out and went, I should have said that instead of this?
They were pretty daunting because you walk in, there's like 7 to 8 people just staring at you, and when you're talking, they're just, staring into your eyes. But to be honest, there weren't too many hard questions. I got told there'd be quite a few tough ones, but I'd say the toughest was like I had to recite my whole life into like a book and like make chapters of it.
Oh. Don't you? You know what? I bet you walked out going, I don't want to go to that club. No, don't say who it is, but if someone said that to me, I said, you know what? I'm probably not for you. I'm probably not the player for you.
Are you Fremantle? You're a Fremantle supporter?
Yeah, Freo family.
Your old man, you do not want to cross his old man when it comes to Freo.
Worse than Ray?
Mate, I'm telling you, like Pete, he ain't a fan of mine because he reckons I'm anti-Fremantle.
Oh, you are.
That's bull dust.
No, you are. You
That's
absolutely
bull dust,
are.
mate. So you and who sort of favourite players growing up? Who are your heroes? I'm going to say Nat Fyfe would probably been one.
Yeah, definitely Nat Fyfe.
Have you met him?
I have. I think. Have I?
Oh, it must have been impressive. What you're telling me is you might have met him, he gave you nothing.
Well, you might have been through Claremont, of course. He's a Claremont product as well.
Yeah.
So heroes, apart from him?
Yeah, I mean, mainly the Freo players like Pav, Sonny Walters. I've always loved him.
Great man.
Yeah.
What about opposition clubs? Blokes that you look at and go, oh, I'd love to meet them or play like him or aspire to be like them?
Yeah, well, right now, Nick Dacos is my favourite player, easily.
No, well, you could be spending time either, maybe with him, but or against him. How are you going to go when you come up against heroes like that? Is that a daunting thought right now? This is, I guess, a little insight into the way you think. Does that probably wouldn't scare you, but is it daunting or is it like, I want to take these blokes on?
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't think it's real at first. Like Nick Dacos is, probably a lot of people's heroes, and you meet him and play with him or play against him, so it'd be pretty surreal. But it would be scary at first, but once you get more comfortable, then you'd probably want to beat him. But yeah.
Well, you don't become the best without beating the best. So and that's why he's targeted every week now. Where do you sit as far as moving away goes? Do you want an opportunity anywhere, and we'll take an opportunity? Or would you prefer to stay here at home and
can't wait to get out of home quick enough?
or stay here in Perth and play for Freo or West Coast?
I honestly don't mind. I'll take an opportunity anywhere, but obviously obviously Perth has its benefits. Staying here with your family and your friends would be a lot easier, but going over.
How will the relationship go with your old man then? If you're playing for Freo,
it's over.
And you put in a stinker, which at some stage in your career you'll have a game where you're not happy. Are we talking Demir Dogic type stuff?
Mate, seriously?
What's his name, Pete? How will Pete handle it if you have a stinker?
Yeah, well, if I was playing for Freo and had a bad game, I could just imagine him yelling at me on that screen. But
during the game, you're going to come down the fence.
Yeah, probably.
Run!
You should see him at home. You can't even watch it. He's screaming.
It's a fine line between passion and nutbag.
He's got the combination there. He's a good man. You look at someone like Jeremy Sharp and the way that Jeremy Sharp plays that wing role. That's not just Fremantle. They don't just all do it. That wing role is something that I think everyone talks about, your running patterns. That's that Mick Ablett mentioned it. You work up and down. Gone are the days where you just chase the footy. The wing, you do have to run. You've got to run hard and you've got to run all day. And you talked about your sort of long-distance running, your cross-country running. Fitness is not an issue. You think that's going to be your one wood in regards to if you ever got to get drafted?
Yeah. Obviously the wing role is pretty hard sometimes. Like the ball will be on the other side and you're just watching. But my running, I just love moving around, love being on the move. So I'll be running constantly, just holding my structure. I wouldn't be getting sucked in as a winger. But yeah, it's pretty tough. Like high forward as well. Like sometimes you're just not getting the ball and you're trying to get in the game. But you kind of got to focus on like defensive acts and make sure you're playing your role. Yeah, holding that space. How
many clubs interviewed you? Did you get all of them? Did you do all of them when you were at the combine, or did you like to share with us the ones who said, "No, big black line through there. We don't want those."
I've had 15 over the year.
Okay.
And then I had 11 at the combine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And have they visited you at home?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Yep. Rightio. Did Dad have to take down
all the Freo stuff?
Dad have to take down the flags and the posters and take the beanie off or stuff like that? What's your expectation going into next week? So you're not invited over there. So they've invited the 20, and there's only one West Aussie. Bo Allen, I think, is the only one that's going, but that's standard.
Yeah.
That's standard.
Can't have everyone.
What's your expectation? Do you sit here today, a week out from the draft, going, I think I'll be on a list, or have you just tempered all of that expectation?
Yeah, it's really hard not to think about. Like, I try and just distract myself and not dwell on it. Like with uni or work or going to the gym. Like yesterday, me, Cody Young, Cody Curtin were at the gym for 5 hours. Just like we gymmed, we played basketball, we did goal kicking, and then we ran. So we were just trying to distract ourselves. But yeah, I'm not really. I don't have too much expectation. Like if it happens, that'd be amazing. If it doesn't happen, yeah, I mean, that's life. Like, yeah, got to have a backup, which is obviously finishing my degree. But
well, also playing footy. You're a boy.
Yeah.
You're a teenager. You can be drafted in the next 5 years' time. In 5 years' time.
Yeah, there's guys getting drafted at 20, 21, 22. I mean, if you don't get drafted next week, you're not going to give up.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Attaboy.
Drilling down, thanks to Toolkit Depot. DeWalt Tool Mayhem is on at Toolkit Depot, of course.
We have one question that we'd like the boys to. Is that when the clubs come to your house, or and because they speak to your family as much as they speak to you, they want to know where you've come from, what's the life like around you. We asked a couple of fellas who are they most nervous about in their family from the club interviewing. Who was the one that you thought, don't ask them too many questions because they'll torch me?
Definitely Dad.
Dad,
Sometimes.
Sorry, Pete. He's coughing it. She's not Dad. Stop it. No.
So, yeah, sometimes they just rant. So like actually in the Freo one, they were just talking about like Freo history, and it was weird. I was sitting there they were talking about Freo for about 20 minutes. But yeah, sometimes I get scared he's going to say something bad.
Yeah, but you know what?
You should have never have traded this bloke. This is the worst coach ever we've ever had. What are you guys thinking?
Yeah.
But to be honest, I don't know him that well, but I know him well enough that his knowledge is unsurpassed and he's passionate. So you can't hold that against him. So it actually could play in your favour if you end up at Freo. Nothing better than having a family that bleeds for the football club that they get drafted
absolutely.
to. And so it could work out brilliantly for you. Any bizarre questions? Was there anything way left field or something you had to do? You talked about the book chapter and all that sort of stuff, but was there anything way where you just went, where has that come from? Ask you anything way over the top that sort of... You compare notes with some of your teammates that you come out and go, did they ask you this? Have you done all that sort of chat?
Yeah, at the Combine we did definitely do that. I actually watched Luke Urquhart's one where he was talking about how they did a board game in one of them. And yeah, that's what they did that with me as well. It wasn't a board game. It was just like you had blocks and you had to make a pattern. But I got beaten. It was so hard. I don't even think I finished it.
Building blocks.
Yeah, we won't be recruiting him. I need a dumb forward rather than...
I'm studying commerce. You want me to do building blocks?
Now, as you well know, over the journey, we've had a lot of youngsters in our studio. We've been very lucky. In fact, fair to say, we've only had maybe one that hasn't been drafted across our time. And I think he had injury.
We've made a lot of careers here, Will, so this is where it all starts.
It starts and finishes right now. All righty. But it's a lot of
then they forget us when they get drafted.
Yeah,
they won't come back on air.
I reckon there's... Oh, no, Darcy Jones won't forget. He's
a great little man.
He loves us. He's a big fan.
He comes from good stock.
Does he?
Yeah.
No, I've got the Claremont boys covered. Don't worry about that. All righty. So this was... Have you got any secret talents?
Yeah, well...
Hey, don't be walking all over the six-pointer.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get to that, but we'll start with that straight away. Have you got any secret talents? Because I'll tell you what, the boys before you have had some beauties.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it, and all I can come up with is one eyebrow raise.
Oh, we'll look into the camera. This will go
there's a little camera up there.
Eyebrow raise.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow, it goes up to your hairline. Do that again. Hold that pose. How's it get up there?
That's the moving caterpillar. That's a nice move.
It's like chasing its mum.
There it is there. We'll put that up on our socials. That'll get you a gig somewhere. Don't worry about that, mate, when all the clubs are going, what talent's this kid got? Well, he can raise a right eyebrow.
Yeah, he can really look surprised.
All right, we'll have a listen. This is Aidan O'Driscoll. Poor old Drizzy. We miss him. He didn't get he got drafted, and unfortunately his career's already over before it even started with concussion. But have a listen to him. Smashed by sister last week.
Was just absolutely distraught.
Yeah, how dare he go on radio and do that?
I cannot believe a family member of mine would make an idiot of himself like that. We thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, we thought it was good. Hamish Davis, who he was in that chair a couple of weeks ago, didn't quite exceed expectation with this work.
No, and if you're lost in the bush with Hamish, you'll be able to signal for help. That was through the hands.
It was terrible.
The hands
It's like something from the
clasped together.
70s.
Nah, I like it. It's like calling Skippy.
To be fair, I tried. I can't do it.
Yeah, see?
Have a go.
I don't even know how you did it.
You do it now, guys.
No,
Go on, do it.
I just don't think it's a talent. I just think it.
Well, you will be if you're ever stranded somewhere and you need a signal, all right?
All righty. And then 2 weeks ago, I think we had, or last week, we had Urquhart in the studio, of course. Lucky Urquhart.
Pretends he's down the beach.
Have a listen to this.
Hey, don't say that we don't bring the
Hey.
serious strengths and to the table.
But we got the eyebrow razor right here. It's that's a nice bit of work.
Yeah,
there.
I get a headache trying to move.
Yeah, but your eyebrows lifting up a fair bit of face. We'll get a breakaway and come back. It's 22 degrees.
You've got to stop doing that.
Put that in HR. Put that into HR.
Another one.
All right, 30 degrees is our forecast. Will Hayes is in the studio from the Claremont Football Club, and we're drilling down toolkit depots. DeWalt Tool Mayhem is on now. Spend $250 on DeWalt. You get $50 back in gift cards. A break. We're going to have the 6-pointer next with Will Hayes. Draft hopeful. Dad wants him at Fremantle. Will just wants to get out of WA as much as he can.
Well, if you went to Collingwood, would Dad follow?
I'm not sure, actually.
No chance.
Yeah, I doubt it.
No way.
I doubt it.
He bleeds purple like no other,
What if
mate.
you went to West Coast?
Oh. Might kill me.
That's it. I'd love you to go to West Coast. I would love you to go to West Coast. 7:20. The eyebrows razor is in the studio. We talk of Will Hayes. Just the one eyebrow.
Yeah. And I just get the feeling if you get drafted, you're going to raise a few eyebrows.
Oh,
around.
nice.
When we watch him play, we go, wow. How do you do that? I won't be able to get my eyebrow up to me hairline.
Breakfast powered by Kubota. Take on any job with Kubota's range of tractors, mowers and utility vehicles. From Claremont Football Club, Will Hayes is in the studio, and we're always drilling down thanks to the Toolkit Depot, and we always have our 6-pointer.
Yeah, this is what the recruiters want to hear, mate.
Yeah,
So
here we
you thought
go.
you had some curly ones at the combine. Here they come. Name your favourite sport and athlete other than footy.
I have to say basketball, and I'll say LaMelo Ball.
Oh, I thought you were going to say LeBron. Nice. LaMelo, nice. You open your own restaurant. What's the signature dish that you're going to make that everyone will line up for?
I'll say this pasta. It's got chorizo, chicken, and bacon.
Oh hello.
Chorizo.
Yeah.
Big fan.
I reckon we should. Yeah, actually, I'm coming to your restaurant. What song? You're a music man. You have the headphones on before a game, and what song gets you up and about? If you're a bit flat, you just need something to pump you up. What is it?
Usually I'm just listening to the speaker. I don't usually put AirPods in.
Yeah, good on you. I'm
just
a
the
fan
team-
of that
The
word.
team music.
Fan of that.
But I love Rufus.
Any Rufus? Get some Rufus up before we go. Thanks. Is he?
You be across Rufus.
Is it an explicit one? Do we have to? Is he a swearer?
Yeah, well, Griff, be careful.
Be careful, Griffiths.
Yeah.
It could be your last
We don't
day.
want Hayes to take us off the air here with his choice of tunes. Tell us something we don't know about one of, I guess, the state boys or one of the other boys that are hopeful to be drafted. One of your old teammates. We don't know about him.
Cody Angove hates the sun.
What? What?
He won't like that. We always tell him to get out in the sun, get a bit of tan on him.
Is he a ranger?
Nah, he's actually not. He's just a bit white.
He just hates the sun.
Vitamin B in here.
Yeah, right. Secret talents we know. The last one is what makes you way more angry than it should. Something little, mate, that just you get real upset about that you just go, well, there's no point getting upset about that. Something little that just makes you really mad.
I reckon people like overreacting. My sister does it a fair bit and gets on my nerves sometimes.
Just overreact.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of too much drama in the world. Just relax.
Now, we have thrown one in, so
Yeah.
it's the 6-pointer +1, and the +1 is something that's been on our stuck in our craw for a while, and that is the
Willy-nilly nature.
of the chair off, but more so the guard of honour from the opposition. And this goes way back to down in Geelong, where Adelaide got thumped by Geelong, and there was a 200 gamer, our man Reece Stanley, okay? And Reece Stanley, I think his wife's a West Aussie model. I think she's a West Aussie.
I think they're over here at the moment listening
Okay.
in. Yeah.
He got a chair off for 200 games. Now, that's okay. We have no problems with the chair off, but when does a guard of honour, Scotty, phrase the question
Well,
for our man. Will.
What is the minimum requirements for the opposition, you would have thought, for you as an opponent to go over and give a guard of honour to a player? Minimum requirements.
Yeah.
I reckon 300.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
My
We've got
man.
it. We've got it. So we've got it at 300. Agree or disagree on this? 300. I can lean to 250 if it's a star and it's been one club, but I'm sort of starting to work towards
One
300.
club's not that important.
Or
One club's not important.
hello, Four
mate.
Clubber.
Well, no, it just means you're much wanted.
Hello, Tiger Woods. Bit more clubs than Tiger Woods. All right. Thank you. So we think that it's 300 for the best part, a retiring great, or a club record holder. Do you agree on all of those things? Would you agree? Would you provide a
Yeah, I reckon I do agree on that.
Yeah.
So what if what would be the I guess where you would just say nope,
Yeah.
nope, and they said, hey boys, we're
I
going.
go, Will,
we're going over
Will,
to,
come over here, Will.
We're going over to give Goss's favourite player Billy Bo Baggins. Billy Bo Baggins, we're going to give him a card of honour for his 150th. Would you go? Nah,
Yeah, definitely.
not doing it.
No chance.
Oh,
I
hey,
like it.
I'm telling you now, Fremantle gave a banner. That's another question we're going to raise one day. A banner for 50 games. I reckon Stephen.
Banner, you used to
50
get a mention. You used to
games?
get a
Give
mention
me
on
a
the banner
break.
for 50. Some used to.
No
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
No, 50 games on a banner?
Yeah.
No way.
I agree. I don't think it's necessary.
Hello to Stephen Hill. We don't have a great career. I love Stephen Hill. All-time good fellas. What do you do for the next week, and how do you take in the draft next week?
How many times can you go to the gym for 5 hours?
Take Cody and go down to the beach. To the solarium. How are you going to take in the draft next week?
Yeah, well, it's obviously a big couple of days. Like, you've been waiting for this for 18 years, so...
You're not expecting to go round one, the first 20, are you?
Nah.
Okay, so the next day,
Yeah.
so you'll prepare for the second day too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty surreal, but, like, I just don't really want to think about it too much because it's pretty scary, so...
Has anyone said to you we're coming around with a camera crew or anything like that? Because it's all the boys there.
Yeah.
Do they set that stuff up themselves, or is that through the broadcaster?
Were you sitting
Yeah, I
there?
think they actually get a message just saying,
Stick your computer on.
yeah.
Sit in
And
front of
then
the
if
computer.
they go round one, they'll have the laptop up or,
Yeah.
yeah.
You'll go, mate.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where you
You'll
go.
go.
If you
Yeah.
go one, if you go 65,
Yeah.
you're on the list, and
You'll go.
and you all start from scratch in summer. So it just does not matter.
You're with a bullet, according to everyone who we know, and our man doesn't get too much wrong. We're
doesn't
talking
get many
Mickey
wrong.
Ablett. Nah, Talkie Depots to Walt.
luck,
Tool
mate.
Mayhem is on now. Good luck. Thanks for coming. You've handled yourself really well. We're incredibly proud of all of the boys who've been in the studio. And, mate, thanks for coming in. You're a lot of fun, and keep up the raised eyebrow.
Here's a little bit of Rufus.
Rufus, this is Rufus de Sol, Underwater. Scotty and Goss, Will Hayes.